we just watched the 5 moves, and Keegan, I watched your team. I watched Illinois. These are some stats from your last 5 matches of 2021. You can see wing blockers on the left, middle blockers on the right, and the 3-step crossover is far and away the most commonly used move here.
Yeah.
So Chris mentioned figuring out what to practice and when. How do seeing a chart like this help you know, or how can high school coaches and club coaches know what moves to practice and how often, and what moves maybe to even ignore?
Yeah, this is an exercise that every coach should be doing who feels like they're limited on time. If you're a high school or club coach, sometimes you're only able to practice 2 times a week. You want to get the chunk of the big stuff, and so a 3-step crossover, if that's all you taught your team, an entire season, you'd be all right, I think, in the club and high school level. But you don't want to be spending too much time teaching your wing blockers to do a crossover too, because you're just not going to see it very much in action. So I'm not surprised by this, at all. It looks kind of like what I would experience. We want to be good in the 60-70% of what our athletes need to do.
Welcome back, Chris.
I'm back. Sorry about that. We're all good. We're good.
We're looking right now at the popularity frequency of these certain block moves for wing blockers and middle blockers. So how do you use data like this to know what you should be working on and what you shouldn't be working on?
I think I said a little bit earlier that 3-step move is probably the basis of what everyone does and what everyone should be doing on the ideal. But again, there's going to become different scenarios that it makes more sense. Quick 3 is used over the X2 or the 2-step shuffle, depending on speeds, overloads, anything else that we talk about. So I'm not surprised by this chart here, but I think it's a good chart.